Hello, this is Eric McTurnan speaking to you from Laguna Woods, California. I'm in the Laguna Woods Mac Center, and I'm using this as my production studio for the number 11 video. The purpose of the number 11 video is to explain what I have taken away from the experience, the challenges, and the frustrations of the first 10 videos. And so our purpose today will be to get into that in a little bit more detail. But before I do that, however, I would like to advise you of a few things about me. I am the author and founder of the www.themillionairesinprocessclub.com. I copyrighted that a few years ago to assist others in learning the steps to take in getting into the home-based business. My purpose then, as it is now, is to help people understand there are a few more things involved in a home-based business than meets the eye. For example, the market forces hidden in the home-based business are many, and the frustrations and the challenges that go with those market forces are not obvious and they're not apparent until you actually get involved in it. But first, let me give you a little bit more about my background in the sense that the purpose of the video, the purpose of the website when I started it was as an advertising piece. And it suddenly dawned on me it was more of an advisory piece to highlight those things in the nature of the home-based business that could be outlined in a website. So using that as a basis, I set out to help others find what they're looking for in the home-based business. To look for and find the right home-based business, it requires a great deal of skill and it requires a great deal of study. The learning curve in a home-based business is different for everyone. And I make it an important point because between the learning curve and the to-do list, the daily to-do list, those are probably the two most important tools to understand in growing and building your business. The second most important feature I think worth discussing today in the takeaway portion of this is the most important question is, why am I in the home-based business? And this is a question that everyone should ask themselves. More importantly, they should have the questions and the answers on the tip of their tongue when it comes time for a reply. For example, why do I want to own my own home-based business? Well, the reasons are myriad based upon the number of people going into it. I'll go into a few of those with you shortly. Second, why do I want to make a lifestyle change? Well, there is a lifestyle change going from a regular job and a regular secure opportunity that you may have now and stepping into a home-based business opportunity. And that has to be decided upon with due diligence and study to make certain you're taking the correct course of action. Third, why do I want financial independence? Remember, people go into home-based business because they're looking for the opportunity to have the freedom of running their own business and to earn the financial independence that goes with it. Why do we want those things? And of course the answer should be on the tip of your tongue by now. But let's ask another question. Why do I want to make my business and vacation trips together every year? And this is a very common perk that is in the home-based business field, which I'll go over in more detail later. The next question is, why do I want favorable tax treatment on my business expenses? And if you think that one through and work with your tax advisor and your CPA, you'll find there are very important considerations here. I'll get into that a little bit later as well. And of course, finally, the last question is, why do I want to work part-time or maybe even leave my job to go into a home-based business? And this is an important consideration for people who decide it's important to have a job, at the same time go part-time into their home-based business. And in doing so, they have the security of the job on the one hand, they have the income that comes from the day-to-day operation, plus the experience of running their own home-based business. So the answers are many and the questions are simple, but basically each individual has to answer these questions themselves, obviously. But let me now take some of the reasons that are apparent for me when I decided I wanted to go into the home-based business, because the answers were quite simple. The first is travel. I love to travel, and I promised my wife, Kathy, we would travel wherever we went in my regular business and in my home-based business. And here's an example of some of those travels. Here's a picture of the Bay of Hong Kong when we were on that trip, and the sampans there in the bay represent the activities in the harbor. Here is a picture of the Guangzhou Pagoda, which was part of the tour we took going into the mainland China from Hong Kong. Here is a picture of Singapore, which we took when we left Shanghai, went down to Singapore on our way to New Delhi, India. And along the way, we stopped in Bangkok, and here's a picture of the skyline of Bangkok. The reason I'm showing you these pictures is vacation and business trips are part of the home-based business scenario, and you should make that a part of your day-to-day activities in planning whether or not you want to get into the home-based business, the entire country. And here is the actual picture of me sitting in front of the Taj Mahal as a part of that trip we made to Agra on the way to Varanasi. Vacation trip and the business trip combined gives you the educational value while you're traveling the world, taking your business with you, and meeting with the people that you have set appointments with along the way. Taken together, the business trips and the vacation trips are by far one of the most important considerations for you when you decide on whether or not a home-based business is for you. My recommendation is take a close look at it and see if there's some opportunities there for you. The point of the detail here is, again, to point out to you the perks available in owning the home-based business, the flexibility and portability of the home-based business, the opportunities for you doing more than just the day-to-day grind of making the marketing contacts, the leads, and the sales with the people that you're dealing with. So taken together, the opportunity for your investment in a home-based business is probably the most important one you can make. I urge you to do your due diligence and take a look at the website that I created for this purpose. And of course, that website is www.themillionairesinprocessclub.com. This is Eric McTurnan in Laguna Woods, California, signing off. Have a successful day. You deserve it.